How many times did you get up last night to use the bathroom? And how tired are you of pretending it doesn't bother you anymore? Picture this. It's 3 in the morning and you're lying there in the darkness, feeling that familiar pressure building again. Your heart sinks because you know what's coming. Another trip down the hallway, another interruption to what should be peaceful sleep. You've started going to bed earlier, hoping to catch enough rest between these nightly wake-up calls. But here's the truth nobody wants to talk about. This isn't just about getting older. This is about your body sending you signals that something has changed, and most people are treating the wrong problem entirely. Tonight, I'm going to share something that might sound too simple to be true, but it's already helping people just like you sleep through the night again. You're about to discover why a 60-second ritual with something you probably already have in your kitchen could be the key to reclaiming your nights and waking up feeling rested again. Number 1. Real causes of nocturia. Your body has been keeping a secret from you, and it's time you knew the truth. That hormone called vasopressin that used to work like a gentle night watchman, quietly telling your kidneys to slow down after sunset. It's been steadily abandoning its post since you turned 60. Every year, your body makes less of this crucial hormone, leaving your kidneys working the night shift when they should be resting just like you. But that's only part of what's happening inside you. Your bladder has become like an overly anxious security guard, sounding the alarm at the slightest provocation. Where it once patiently held a full 16 ounces before bothering you, now it's practically shouting for attention with just half a cup. This isn't weakness. This isn't your fault. This is your nervous system changing the rules without asking your permission. Here's what makes it worse, and you probably do this without thinking. That comforting bowl of soup at dinner, that warm glass of milk before bed, that extra glass of water with your evening pills. You're adding fuel to a fire that's already burning too bright. Your slower, aging system can't process these fluids the way it used to, and they're sitting there, waiting to wake you up every few hours. Think about this. A 72-year-old man in Texas discovered something remarkable. For months, he thought his sleepless nights were just part of getting older. Then he moved his soup to lunchtime and stopped drinking anything after 7 in the evening. Within 2 weeks, he was sleeping 5 hours straight. A grandmother in Kerala made the same discovery when she realized her nightly warm milk was the culprit stealing her rest. Small changes in timing gave both of them back their nights. The real enemy isn't age. It's the habits we've never questioned, combined with changes in our body we never understood. Number 2, power of fennel. There's something sitting in your spice cabinet right now that could change everything, and chances are you've been overlooking it your entire life. Fennel seeds, those small, ridged treasures that taste like gentle licorice, carry within them a power your great-grandmother probably knew, but somehow forgot to tell you. When you chew just half a teaspoon of these seeds slowly for 60 seconds, exactly 1 hour before you plan to sleep, something beautiful happens in your body. The timing matters more than you might imagine. Chew them too early in the evening, and their gentle strength fades before your head hits the pillow. Wait too late, and they'll spend their energy helping your digestion instead of calming your bladder. But get the timing right. Around 9 in the evening if you sleep at 10, and you're giving your body the perfect gift. Inside each tiny seed lives a collection of natural oils and compounds that science is only beginning to understand. These aren't harsh chemicals or foreign substances. They're methyl compounds that speak directly to your bladder's nervous system, telling those overactive nerves to settle down. They relax the smooth muscles in your urinary tract, reduce the inflammation that makes everything feel urgent, and even help stabilize your heart rhythm as you drift towards sleep. What makes fennel so special is that it's not foreign to your world. In India, people have chewed fennel after meals for thousands of years. In America, we've put it in herbal teas and used it in cooking. Your body recognizes it as a friend, not an intruder. This familiarity makes it gentle, trustworthy, and effective without the harsh side effects of modern solutions. But here's what most people don't realize. Fennel doesn't just help you sleep through the night. It eases that uncomfortable bloating after dinner, improves your circulation, and delivers antioxidants that keep your mind sharp and your emotions balanced. People across the world, from Ohio to Chennai, report feeling more energetic during the day and more peaceful at night after making fennel part of their evening routine. Tonight could be the beginning of sleeping like you used to, and it starts with something as simple as chewing a few small seeds. Number 3, practical guide to using fennel. Not all fennel seeds are created equal, and the difference between success and disappointment often lies in what you choose and how you use it. When you're standing in that spice aisle or visiting your local Indian grocery store, look for seeds that are firm to the touch, greenish in color, and fragrant when you bring them close to your nose. Avoid anything that looks faded, feels soft, or smells musty. Quality matters because stale or damaged seeds won't deliver the gentle strength you need. Store your fennel seeds in a glass jar with a tight lid, away from direct sunlight. Plastic containers and bright lights are enemies of the natural oils that make fennel effective. In America, check those expiration dates carefully. In traditional markets, trust vendors who store their spices properly and have regular turnover. Your investment in quality seeds will pay dividends in better sleep. Here's exactly how to make this work for you. 1 hour before your intended bedtime, measure out half a teaspoon of fennel seeds. Don't guess at this amount. Too little won't be effective, and too much can upset your stomach or lower your blood pressure more than intended. Place the seeds in your mouth and chew slowly, deliberately, for a full 60 seconds. Don't rush this process. The slow chewing releases those precious oils gradually, giving your nervous system time to receive the message that rest is coming. Swallow the softened seeds completely. Some people try to spit them out, but you're throwing away much of the benefit. The seeds continue their gentle work as they move through your digestive system. After swallowing, resist the urge to drink a large glass of water. A small sip is fine if needed, but remember that extra fluid is working against your goal of sleeping through the night. If you're taking medications for blood pressure, diabetes, or heart conditions, have a conversation with your doctor or pharmacist before starting this routine. Fennel is generally gentle and safe, but it can interact with certain medications or amplify their effects. This isn't about replacing medical care. It's about adding a natural ally to your existing health routine. Be patient with yourself and with this process. Some people notice a difference the first night, while others need a week or 2 for their body to fully respond. Consistency is more important than perfection. Number 4, common mistakes when using fennel. The most heartbreaking thing is watching someone try fennel for a few nights, see no results, and give up, not realizing they were sabotaging their own success. The biggest mistake people make happens right after they chew their fennel seeds. They reach for a tall glass of water, thinking they're being helpful, not understanding they've just undone everything they hoped to accomplish. That large glass of water, especially after 9 in the evening, puts your kidneys right back into overtime mode. Your bladder fills up just as fast as it would have without the fennel, and you wake up frustrated, thinking the remedy doesn't work. Use only the smallest sip of water necessary to help you swallow, and nothing more. The second mistake happens at the dinner table. You've been good about taking your fennel, but then you eat a meal loaded with salt, spicy seasonings, or processed foods. These ingredients make you thirsty, and they irritate your bladder, fighting against everything the fennel is trying to accomplish. The woman from Florida who found success with fennel had to stop her nightly potato chips and spicy salsa. It wasn't easy, but trading those snacks for peaceful sleep was the best decision she ever made. Perhaps the most dangerous mistake is believing that fennel alone will solve everything while ignoring the bigger picture. Fennel is powerful, but it's not magic. If you're still drinking coffee at 8 in the evening, eating heavy dinners at 9:30, or staring at bright screens until you crawl into bed, you're asking fennel to fight an impossible battle. Think of fennel as the final, gentle touch in a routine designed for rest. It works best when you've already set the stage with earlier dinners, reduced evening fluids, and a calming pre-sleep environment. One grandmother in New Jersey saw no results for 2 weeks until she realized she was having her fennel with her nightly ice cream. The sugar and dairy were creating more problems than the fennel could solve. Success comes from understanding that fennel is your ally, not your substitute for making the other changes your body needs. Number 5, improving elderly sleep with simple habits. Your morning routine might be the key to sleeping through the night, and most people never make this connection. When you wake up and spend the first part of your day sitting in your favorite chair, reading or watching television, fluid accumulates in your legs and feet. By evening, when you finally lie down, all that trapped fluid rushes back toward your kidneys, creating extra work during the hours when you most need rest. A gentle 15-minute walk each morning changes this completely. You don't need to power walk or break a sweat. Just moving your legs helps that fluid circulate properly throughout the day instead of pooling and waiting to ambush your sleep. People who start morning walks often report feeling lighter and sleeping deeper within just a few days. The way you position your body for sleep matters more than most people realize. Try lying on your left side with a pillow between your knees. This position helps your digestive system work more efficiently and reduces pressure on your bladder. It might feel awkward for the first few nights, but seniors in cities from Detroit to Delhi have discovered that this simple change can add hours to their uninterrupted sleep. Your bedroom environment is working either for you or against you, and small adjustments can make enormous differences. Cotton sleepwear lets your skin breathe and prevents the overheating that makes you thirsty during the night. Keep your room between 68 and 70 degrees if possible. A room that's too warm makes you restless and creates the urge to drink water when you should be sleeping soundly. Before you close your eyes, try this breathing technique that has helped thousands of people transition from wakefulness to rest. Breathe in slowly through your nose for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, then breathe out through your mouth for 6 counts. Repeat this pattern 4 or 5 times. This simple practice calms your nervous system and reduces the urgency signals that your bladder might be trying to send. These aren't complicated medical procedures or expensive treatments. They're gentle adjustments that honor the wisdom of your body while supporting the changes that come with age. Number 6, myths and misunderstandings about nighttime urination. The most damaging advice people receive about nighttime urination sounds perfectly logical until you understand how your body actually works. Countless people have been told to drink less water during the day, thinking that less fluid going in means less coming out at night. This approach backfires in the cruelest way possible. When you restrict water during the day, your body panics and tries to conserve every drop it can. Your urine becomes concentrated and acidic, which irritates your bladder even more than normal volume would. Meanwhile, your kidneys work harder to process this concentrated waste, and they often end up producing more urine during your sleeping hours, not less. The solution isn't drinking less. It's drinking appropriately earlier in the day and reducing intake only in the evening hours. Another myth that hurts women especially is the belief that nighttime urination is primarily a man's problem. After menopause, hormonal changes make women's bladders just as sensitive and reactive as men's, sometimes more so. But shame and embarrassment keep many women from talking about it, even with their doctors. A woman in Kerala suffered in silence for 3 years before finally getting help, thinking her problem wasn't serious enough to mention. Her relief when she learned how common this issue is brought tears to both her eyes and her doctors. The sleeping pill trap catches many people who are desperate for rest. Pills might knock you unconscious, but they don't stop your bladder from filling or sending signals to your brain. You might not fully wake up, but your sleep becomes fragmented and unrestful. Worse, many sleeping pills leave you groggy and confused during nighttime bathroom trips, increasing your risk of falls and injuries. A man in Texas spent months taking stronger and stronger sleep aids, wondering why he still felt exhausted every morning. His bladder was still waking him up every few hours, but the pills made him too drowsy to fully process what was happening. When he finally stopped the pills and addressed his fluid intake patterns instead, he not only slept better but woke up feeling clear and energetic for the first time in years. The truth is simpler and more hopeful than these myths suggest, but it requires understanding your body's actual needs instead of fighting against them. Number 7. Testimonials and transformational stories. Sometimes the most powerful medicine comes in the smallest packages, and for Maria and Robert in New Jersey, that package was a handful of fennel seeds their daughter brought home from an Indian grocery store. Maria was skeptical. She tried everything from expensive mattresses to prescription medications, and nothing had given her more than 2 hours of continuous sleep in over a year. Robert was even more doubtful. He'd been a construction worker his whole life, used to practical solutions and suspicious of anything that seemed too simple to work. But their daughter persisted, explaining the science and begging them to try for just 3 weeks. Maria began chewing the fennel seeds exactly 1 hour before bed, while Robert focused on moving his evening soup to lunchtime and taking short morning walks. The first week brought small changes. Maria found herself waking up only twice instead of 4 times. Robert noticed he wasn't as urgently desperate when he did wake up. By the second week, both were sleeping 4 to 5 hours straight, but the third week brought the transformation they hadn't dared to hope for. Maria slept 7 uninterrupted hours and woke up laughing, something Robert hadn't heard in months. Their energy returned, their mood brightened, and they began planning day trips they'd abandoned years ago. Across the world in Kerala, a grandmother named Kamala had given up hope of ever sleeping peacefully again. At 74, she'd resigned herself to broken nights and exhausted days. She'd stopped attending morning prayers at the temple because she was too tired, and her family worried as they watched her withdraw from activities she'd always loved. Her granddaughter, studying medicine in the city, came home with information about natural sleep remedies and convinced Kamala to try a complete routine change. Kamala began taking morning walks around her small village, switched from her nightly warm milk to fennel seeds, and moved her dinner time earlier. She also started sleeping with a pillow between her knees, following her granddaughter's advice about proper positioning. 3 weeks later, Kamala was back at the temple for morning prayers, her eyes bright and her spirits lifted. She told her friends that she felt like herself again, connected to life instead of just surviving through it. Her transformation inspired other women in her community to try similar changes, creating a wave of better sleep and renewed energy throughout the village. These aren't isolated miracles. They're examples of what becomes possible when you understand your body's needs and give it the gentle support it's asking for. Number 8. Reflections on aging and self-care. There's something profound that happens when you wake up after a full night's sleep, and it goes far beyond just feeling rested. The morning light looks different. The birds sound clearer. That first cup of coffee or tea carries flavors you'd forgotten existed. These aren't small things when you've been living without them. They're the building blocks of joy, the foundation of a life that feels worth celebrating instead of just enduring. Picture yourself 6 weeks from now, waking up naturally as sunlight filters through your bedroom window. Your body feels calm and restored instead of tired and frustrated. You have energy for the activities that matter to you, whether that's gardening, spending time with grandchildren, taking walks in your neighborhood, or simply enjoying quiet moments without the constant worry about when the next bathroom trip will interrupt your peace. This transformation doesn't require you to become someone different or younger. It asks you to become more intentionally yourself, making choices that honor both the wisdom you've gained and the physical realities of the body you live in now. The morning walks aren't about becoming an athlete. They're about moving in ways that support your rest. The fennel seeds aren't about embracing exotic remedies. They're about rediscovering gentle, time-tested wisdom that your ancestors knew but modern life has made us forget. The changes you make ripple outward in ways you might not expect. Better sleep improves your mood, which brightens your interactions with family and friends. More energy during the day lets you engage with hobbies and activities that feed your soul. The confidence that comes from taking control of your health encourages you to address other areas where you might have been settling for less than you deserve. Healing isn't about turning back the clock. It's about moving forward with greater awareness, deeper self-compassion, and trust in your body's ability to find balance when given the right support. Every night that you sleep peacefully is a victory. Every morning you wake up refreshed is a gift you've given yourself through patience, consistency, and belief in the possibility of better days. The fennel seeds in your kitchen cabinet aren't just a remedy. They're a symbol of something larger, the power of small, intentional acts to create meaningful change. Tonight, as you prepare for rest, remember that healing is always possible, hope is always reasonable, and peaceful sleep is not too much to ask for at any age. Tonight, you have a choice. You can continue accepting broken sleep as just another part of getting older, or you can try something that has helped people from New Jersey to Kerala rediscover what it feels like to wake up truly rested. The fennel seeds sitting in your kitchen cabinet represent more than just a natural remedy. They're a reminder that you don't have to surrender your comfort to the passing years. That peaceful, uninterrupted sleep isn't a luxury reserved for younger people. It's something you deserve, something you can reclaim with patience and the right approach. Think about how different your days could feel when you're no longer exhausted from broken nights. The energy to enjoy your morning coffee without rushing to the bathroom. The clarity to engage fully with the people and activities you love. The simple joy of waking up refreshed instead of defeated. These aren't small victories. They're the building blocks of a life that feels vibrant instead of just manageable. What moves me most about the stories we've shared today is how small, gentle changes created such profound transformations. Maria and Robert in New Jersey didn't need expensive treatments or complicated procedures. They needed understanding, patience, and faith in their body's ability to find balance again. You have that same potential for healing within you right now. Your age isn't a barrier to better sleep. It's simply the context for choosing solutions that honor both your wisdom and your physical needs. Which part of tonight's journey spoke most clearly to your heart? Was it learning that your interrupted sleep isn't inevitable? Discovering that fennel could be your gentle ally? Or perhaps realizing that you're not alone in this struggle? If this message brought you hope or understanding, please share it with someone who might need to hear it tonight. Your comment about what resonated most could encourage another person to take that first step toward better sleep. Next week, we'll explore another gentle remedy that's been helping people your age rediscover energy and vitality. Until then, sleep peacefully.